Hey, boop.
Boop. Boop.
Boop.
It is. Earth 2. Earth
Oh
207.
my God.
Fucking Phil and Chase watch everything.
Yep.
Episode 22, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's been another. I'll take the blame this week for being late on this episode. Because, yes, we've been recording and stuff. Been yucking it up. Been working on the new.
Dicking around.
Dicking around, as they say. I've been working on the new Chase and Shep 420 special coming out, you guessed it, on April 20th of this year. A lot of laughs have been had. I'm losing my voice over it.
Laugh too damn hard.
Laugh too damn hard. I've gone through a lot that I got shot earlier today.
Yes.
But disclaimer, did not actually get shot.
No, you're fine.
Only in the movies. But I take the blame, for sure.
What happens?
Yeah, because we were supposed to record earlier in the week, get you to a time, get the episode in a timely fashion, as we often do.
Yeah.
And no, I took some edibles that somebody gave me, and they fucking kicked my ass.
Wrecked you.
They wrecked me. They made me so anxious. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do God. Not endorsed on this podcast.
But yeah, so that was my bad. I got too anxious. I was like, bro, we got canceled.
I was like, it's all good.
I was like, I'm keyed up. I can't even think about movies right now. As I was walking aisles of movies.
There's too many.
I was at the library. I hit you up and I can't do it, bro.
You said watch everything?
I was looking at everything to watch, and I said, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Oh, my.
I was getting cold feet. But yeah. Another day, another dollar, as they say.
Yeah, but we did get some movies in.
We did.
Within the
decent little amount.
I almost got 14.
14?
I did 13, I believe.
Damn. I think mine capped out at 9. I think.
And 2 were TV shows.
Mine were 9 and none were TV shows.
Yeah.
No TV shows for me this week.
So I went hard. I was like, I got the extra time. I'm going to use it.
And use it you did.
I
did. Does that mean, do you want to start?
I can.
Since you got movies to blow?
It's this one is, I don't know how to feel this off about it, but it's David Lynch's Inland Empire.
Inland Empire. We're starting on Inland Empire.
Yes, we are.
God damn, okay.
And the problem is don't remember much of that movie, I feel like.
All right, and that was Inland Empire.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel maybe I have a hard time with like 3 hours with David Lynch. You know what I'm saying? I think
100%, yeah.
Part of the reason I think I enjoy Eraserhead is because it is shorter.
Yeah. It's
a little bit more digestible. Like watching Inland Empire at one point, I was just like, I don't care. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm not that. I'd like to rewatch it, give it another shot because I didn't.
And I agree.
I couldn't give it my full attention at the time, but it just didn't grab my attention either. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like,
it is a movie I'd be curious to be like trapped with. You know what I mean? Like in a theater or something, like watching that movie and experiencing it like that. I feel like it would be totally different.
Oh yeah.
But like watching something like that, I feel like that's what watching The Brutalist is going to end up being like. Unless The Brutalist is like hella captivating, I can just see me stopping and starting a lot.
Yeah, it feels like a slow burn.
Yeah, I get that. With like 4 hours or some shit
with
like that.
3.5 or
3.5 with an intermission. Shit.
It's too long.
Too long.
Do you want to go for another one?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Not much on Inland Empire.
No, I didn't have much unless there was something.
Well, like what? So, like, how many David Lynch movies have you watched now? What are you at? You saw Blue Velvet, Straight Story.
Yep. Eraserhead. I saw Lost Highway. And now
and then this.
Empire.
Okay. So
I looked
there.
I looked for his other ones. I'm probably just gonna have to. I couldn't even find Dune on streaming.
Oh, was it not on Max anymore?
No.
Oh, bastards.
Yeah, I know because I went to watch it. I was like, I know it's Chase's least favorite. I kind of just want to get it out of the way.
You really should whenever you get the chance.
But I have to get it from the library. So
I still have a few left myself. I still have Elephant Man.
Which I tried. I didn't. The fucking PlayStation didn't even pull it up for me.
Yeah, those were ones I had to get DVDs from the library on a few of them.
Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive. I'm on the wait list for that at the library. Like Mulholland Drive and the one with Nicolas Cage. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Oh, it's slipping me.
But whatever that one is, the only David Lynch Nicolas Cage movie, that one.
The one and only.
Fucking. What else?
Oh, Invincible.
Like the like Mark
the,
Wahlberg?
No,
the TV show. Okay, gotcha.
And
all of it?
All 3 seasons.
Oh shit!
Yeah, from
even the bonus episode, or whatever the fuck it was called. No, like so after season 1, there was like just like a special episode, and then there was season 2, and the special episode was all about. What's her name? Adam Eve or something like that?
I saw something about Adam Eve, like her origin stories or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I've only ever seen season 1.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was worth a watch. I had a coworker and he was like, "You should really watch Invincible. You should really watch Invincible." And I was like, "You know what? I take everyone else's requests. I've watched everything else someone suggested to me at work pretty much. So it's like, why not?" I like superheroes. I was kind of got like the boys vibes from it a little bit, and I guess it was more on like I don't know, like a different. It was kind of like a different side of superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I liked his dad. His
Omni-Man?
Yeah, well, the actor.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
I
thought he did a good job. I enjoyed Stephen Yeun or whatever. Yeah. All of it. Fucking Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, dude.
Seth Rogen makes a few appearances.
Yeah.
He's a producer on the show.
Yeah, he's a whole ass character.
Yeah. Oh, later on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, yeah. Alan the Alien.
Yeah. Yeah, season 1, I remember like when it came out, Shep and I were watching it, and like I believe that was when we were doing like our little week-to-week reviews on at the time. I remember that first episode, like watching it being like, it's okay, and then that like little post-credit scene hits at the end. I was like, oh Jesus!
Lord.
I was
like the
when Omni-Man just decimates everybody, I was just like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. And then from there, I was just hooked. I was like, oh, I'm here for this.
The scene with the subway.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
He called his wife a pet.
Bro,
that was
craziness. Not just the violence, but the audacity too.
That bled into season 2.
Oh, I bet.
That didn't go.
That's not a stain that comes out easy. No. You said. What? I don't give a fuck, you're Omni-Man. What?
You called me a pet?
Oh. Yes, master. I gotta get caught up.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
For sure. It's like, I swear to God, I think that Amazon Prime, for my money, has the best original shows. I think Max is like the best streaming service. I think it's got like the best like options and stuff. But as far as original content goes, I think Prime takes the cake on that, and I like never finish any of their shows.
That's so funny.
I feel so shitty about it because I love them. Every single one of them that I've watched, I'm like, this is fucking rad. Never finishes it, and it's just like I need to catch up on The Boys. I need to catch up on Invincible.
I stopped at season 3 of The Boys. I watched the first 2 seasons, and I didn't have Prime at the time like that, so I just never.
I think I'm 2 seasons through The Boys.
Never finished it. But I'm on season 3.
Because then they've got spinoffs. They got hella spinoffs now. They got they got 2. They got 2 spinoffs.
Well, it's just I don't know. I feel like I always feel a certain type of way about spinoffs.
Oh well, yeah, they're spinoffs.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Not everything needs to be a universe.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, just tell your story.
Yeah,
yeah.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Just do the one thing. There's no need to like, and
right
from the world of such and such, here's blank.
like ballerina coming out soon. That John Wick from the world of John Wick.
Yeah. Or what was the show that they had?
Oh yeah, they already did a From the World of John, the Continental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Neither did I. I don't even know if I watched the
Losing me at the spinoffs. So there you go.
I even thought the same thing with The Walking Dead when they came out with the Fear of the Walking Dead.
Oh my god, they've got like 15 spinoffs.
It was like now it's like 3-4 different
Bro.
ones. It's a lot.
I'll see articles about Walking Dead shows that I'm like, when the fuck did this come out? Because I thought they were doing one spinoff, and then they're like, oh, that's just been done for years, and now we're doing this. I'm like, what do you mean? Or like, I think they were talking about Fear the Walking Dead. They're like,
yeah, it's coming to an end.
Yeah, that wrapped up. It ran for like 7 seasons. I go, 7? So when the I said, when the fuck didn't that just start like 2 years ago? What the fuck?
Oh God, no.
No, God, no.
It hasn't
No.
been around.
It's been a minute, but I didn't even make it past season 1 of that show. I only watched season 1 of The Walking Dead and never watched anything.
That's how you got. I got to season 7. I made a pretty good chunk.
Not me. But yeah, no, Invincible.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
I give it a Philly recommends.
Hell yeah, it's
I
solid.
thought it was pretty good. I was glad that he recommended it to me.
I'm glad that you watched it.
I was gonna fuck with that.
Yeah.
So that took up a big chunk of
time.
My first week because they're each like an hour episode, and there's like 24 episodes. So
are those are 45-minute?
They're like close to like an hour.
No shit.
They're like 50 minutes.
Oh damn.
Oh no, it varies. You know how shows are like sometimes. One will be like 45. One will be like an hour.
Well, mine's on a different note.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, I watched Plankton the movie.
Oh, I you know what? And I watched part of it with you.
Yes, you did.
I did get this. It happens a lot this podcast. It's gonna keep going up.
Oh, that you just saw like little bits and pieces of it. Plankton the movie. As we've previously stated on the show, I love a good SpongeBob movie. I
feel like that one from what I saw would have been up there.
I enjoyed it from what I remember because it's been a minute since I watched it now, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was like like I told you, the whole plot was like Karen, Plankton's computer wife, has finally had enough of his bullshit and decides to just take over the world herself. It ended up being fun. Cute little. He
froze his college roommate.
I don't think it was. I don't know. It was. I don't know. It's like apples to oranges. Like I was going to compare it to the Sandy Cheeks movie that came out like last year or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're different vibes for sure.
What do you think about the Mr. Krabs movie?
Man, I can't wait, bro. Honestly, they keep hitting, and it's funny though. 'Cause I feel like we've said this before too, but like they'll throw out all these stupid. Here I am watching spin-off movies, and caught up in my own shit. But like I'll watch all these fucking spin-off movies, but like I'm not gonna watch these shows. I'm not watching the Patrick Star Show. I'm not watching anything after my time.
I don't. I feel like shows are more of like where I draw a line more so than with movies. I can understand like a spin-off movie, but when it's like a spin-off show, it's like you didn't need to do all that.
I feel you. Like the Continental, I was kind of excited, but then like it finally came out, I was like, I don't give a shit, and I never watched it.
I never even watched Better Call Saul. And people tell me that it's really good.
That one might be an exception.
It should be, but it's one of those things.
You get that sometimes. Sometimes something will come along. Like, wasn't Frasier like a spinoff of Cheers? I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
You know, so it's like every once in a while you get like a real solid like
spinoff.
Look at Big Bang Theory. They've been thriving off of spinoffs for years now.
Oh, the young Sheldon.
Oh yeah, Sheldon.
Now they're spinning off the spinoff.
Right? Yeah, they're spinning out of control.
Lose the grip.
But yeah, I don't know. It was cute. It was a decent little SpongeBob flick. Definitely not one of my favorites, but not one of my least. I mean, there's not a one that I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I enjoy them all. But then after that, you caught bits and pieces of, maybe you did. Did you?
Let's hear it.
No, actually, I don't think you were around for this. I watched Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
I saw a very tiny glimpse.
Very tiny glimpse. Okay, that was the first of my new smoke session movies. Now that it's gotten nicer out and I can go back to my little lounge in the garage where we are now recording this very podcast.
Yeah.
My spooky movie watching station now with a couch, and I'm just like
here for it.
So I've come out here a few times as we've been working on the special and whatnot, and I'll just throw on like whatever's on the TV, and they have a few movies on demand, and I saw Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. So yeah, fuck it, and so I just watched it over the course of a few days and a few smoke sessions. I was just like, come outside, smoke, watch a little bit of the movie, go back inside, live my life, do my day, come back out, have a little smoke, watch a little bit more movie, and then until I finished it. Maybe I'd stay a little longer, maybe 2 commercial breaks.
It hooked you.
It happens. You get on a good stretch, But yeah, that was the second time I'd watched it, and I enjoy it, man. I feel like it's a movie that's like, I can see where haters are gonna hate on it. You know, I feel like I saw that the first time too, but like, especially now, like in the time since we watched it initially, like, like you said, I've got a kid now, so watching the movie now as a father has like a different impact. But also like in that time, I've met Kevin Smith since. I fucking, Clerks 3 came out, all that shit. And like, I don't know, man, I just love that world. I love Jay and Silent Bob, and I just feel like it is 100% a movie for people who love Kevin Smith movies and just feel like a part of that little group, and fuck the haters. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I do like it. I feel like Kevin Smith.
Everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay.
Because as I'm watching it, I'm like, kind of like what I was talking about earlier with you guys is like, I see how much Jay and Silent Bob influence is in the Chase and Shep stuff, more than I realize. Like off the consciously, I'm watching this stuff. I'm like, God, we do so much of this shit. Like compared to other stoner duos, like I do feel like we emulate Jay and Silent Bob the most, whether we know it or not. And like, just some of the sense of humor, some of the stupid shit we do, and we love it, and it's, I don't know, there's something inspirational to it too, where like we've often said that like something that we enjoy about the Chase and Shep things is like they feel like a bunch of buddies going out with a camera and filming their shit, and it's like, well, it kind of is, and it's like I want to maintain that feeling over time, but then watching Kevin Smith, so you get the same thing with like an Adam Sandler movie too, every once in a while, where it's just like he's just making this with all of his buddies, having a good old time,
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. It's just nice to see. It's like, hey, maybe we could do this the rest of our lives. And people will be like, I don't get that joke. It's like, I don't care.
You don't need to.
It doesn't matter. Something that I thought was a lot funnier this time too is like, the whole thing, they're trying to stop like the reboot of the movie. They're just doing what they did in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And, at the end, when they get to Chronic Con and they're like showed the footage of like Blunt Man v Chronic, and they're watching it, but like Jay and Silent Bob are actually like super into it. First off, they've been trying to stop it the whole movie, talking all this shit. And they're like, "What the fuck? This is great." But like also, you got this whole like setup with Blunt Man and Chronic and all this shit. And then they just are just talking, and Tommy Chong is like the Alfred, and he's just smoking, and they're all just smoking and just talking and bullshitting and stuff. And it's so funny because Kevin Smith always makes the joke that like he loves Star Wars, but if he ever made a Star Wars movie, it'd just be a bunch of people sitting around talking. It's like that's all my movies ever are, just people talking. And I thought it was fucking hilarious this time around. I was like, this is what he always says his superhero movies would be. Here we are. But I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Hey, yeah, please. Be my guest.
I watched Heretic.
Heretic.
The next on the
I
list.
wanted to watch Heretic and could not get around to it.
I wish you would have.
I wish I would have too.
But I understand.
Yeah, it was the one this week that I just could not get to.
I know you said you wanted to watch it, so I won't get too much into it, but I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I heard.
But I love the premise of it, so that's right up my alley with like the other side of religious movies and stuff like that. So.
I know that it's like a religious movie, but I don't know a lot about it.
I won't tell you anything.
Like I've seen,
I'll let you go in blind. No one really talks about it. I feel like,
and you know, now that you bring that up, I feel like that's a really good sign because it's like people talk about this movie in the sense that I keep hearing it's a really good movie, right. And people really hype it. They're like, it's excellent. Oh, you got to see this, and the people who liked it really championed it. But nobody has said anything about what happens in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you get that out of people, you know you're in for a good movie.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, now that I'm thinking about it, nobody said shit to me about this movie. They're just like, oh, dude, that shit was fire. And then you get there, you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, Hugh Grant, I think, got nominated for a Golden Globe for that movie. I could be wrong, but I think he was. I know he was in talks for an Oscar, you know.
Yeah.
Nomination.
But still.
You know, but yeah, no, I heard good things.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
I'm excited.
I felt like there were some things that are just like meh, you know. But overall,
in the movie,
yeah.
Where would you? Here's a good question. It's an A24 horror movie. Like, where would you put it with other A24 horror movies? Which is a broad spectrum, I feel like.
It is a broad spectrum. I almost wish I had like a list in front of me.
You got everything from like The Witch to like Hereditary and Midsummer. You got Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Talk to Me. It Comes at Night.
Yeah. I'd definitely put it like off the top of my head. I'd give it like a 6-man. You know,
a 6-man? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. Now I want to know your top 5.
But that's the problem. I'd have to.
I
would have to look it up.
Yeah.
To give a proper listing, but maybe I will one day.
Hey, maybe I will.
Well, I do watch a lot of A24.
I mean, low key, just off the top of my head. I mean
that was A24. So.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking Hereditary. It was definitely on that top 5 for me.
Oh yeah,
hands down. Hereditary. Damn, I just had the 3 jump out to me.
Midsummer was.
I don't know. I feel like I'd have to rewatch Midsummer.
I'd give it a top 5.
I know you fuck with it. Not that I didn't fuck with it, but like to say top 5, I'd need to rewatch it. One that it just depends on if you classify it as horror or not is Green Room.
I feel like
it's close enough.
I feel like you should.
You know, it's close enough.
You're trapped in this room with a bunch of Nazis.
Oh yeah, it's intense. It's gory as fuck.
Yeah, so
I love that movie.
I'd put it in like a horror action maybe or a horror suspense.
Right. Yeah, you know, whatever. But I'd put that on my top 5. The Witch. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm not as crazy.
I'm talking about me. Yeah. I'm talking about mine.
Yeah.
I know it wouldn't be on yours.
It might. Like I said,
that's true.
I give it a top 10.
Over. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how many A24 horror movies
there that's the problem. That's the safe.
But I'll tell you this. A lot of people, their top 5s, they'd say Talk to Me, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it in my top 5. You know what? I'd take it a step farther. People probably, this might be a hot take. I'd put Bodies, Bodies, Bodies before I'd put Talk to Me.
Oh shit!
I loved Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
I wasn't a big. I felt like I was indifferent with Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I felt like it was alright, but I wasn't like.
I had fun.
You know, I don't know. I mean, it was fun. But I just didn't have a lot of fun. I guess it was okay. To me.
I think I gave 3, so I guess those are my top 3 because those are the only ones I can think of.
That's it, folks.
Went on a whole fucking side quest with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, that's what we do when we can't talk about the movie.
Do you want me to go
Yeah.
with my next one?
Yeah.
It's a movie you have seen.
Oh, I have.
You want to guess it?
No, not at all. I've seen like 3,000 movies, Phil.
Flow.
Flow.
I read something recently, I guess.
Okay, you really could have narrowed it down.
Something this month.
Yeah, no shit. All right, Flow. What'd you think?
I liked it. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a cool time. I thought it was wild. Like that opening scene, just the cat trying to get to the boat in the first place. I was like, hell of an opener.
Oh yeah.
As soon as it happened, I was like the first 8 minutes, because I slept and then watched it later. So like the first 8 minutes, I was like, yeah, I'm into this. I was like, I'm here for it. I can see why it won Best Animation.
It was good, man.
It was a decent story.
I did. I
thought those birds were kind of ruthless.
The birds, yeah.
Dude, that was
the birds
wild. Broke his wing.
Dude, yeah.
I don't understand what happened to him.
Oh yeah, dude, that bird went to town too. He was like,
yeah, he stomped it. Yeah. They curb stomped him. It was like American History X up in here.
The dogs were fun.
The dogs pissed me off too, though.
But that's dogs for you, and that's your relationship with dogs. So it all checks out to me.
I was like, damn. Well, I was fine with the first one, like the golden retriever. It was when they picked up the other 3 dogs. They were kind of troublemakers a little bit. And they left him hanging when the boat was stuck in the tree and they saw the rabbit. They just all took off and just left him there. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it was a love-hate.
Oh, for sure.
The dogs.
The rest of those dogs.
I thought the bird was ruthless, kicking the lemur's ball into the river.
Oh, yeah.
He kicked it down the one time, put it back up there, just kicked it right. Oh, no, it was the dog that did it. And then the lemur found out and freaked the fuck out.
Oh, yeah, the lemur was not happy about it.
And then I didn't care for the lemur. Was not my favorite character.
He's okay.
He's just all right. I wanted to like him more because
does he add much to the team? Not really, but
he was real.
He was preoccupied.
He was real fun. He really liked his shit. You know.
But I'll tell you this: it was enough to make Belle and I Google if that's something the lemurs do. I have no idea. By the way, we Googled it. I still don't know the answer.
I was about to say
it was unclear. That was the results we came by.
What the fuck?
Unclear. No, actually, I believe it said that they do that in captivity. But I'm just like, but this lemur's in the wild. You know what I mean? So that's why I was.
Maybe it felt isolated in the boat.
I don't know. He wasn't even in the boat. He was already collecting all that shit in that little.
I guess, yeah.
Remember?
He's got to get on the boat.
Right.
And that was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
A lot of cat in the water.
I'm saying, like, too many times, to the
it.
point where it got frustrating. I was like, stay in the fucking boat.
It went fishing at one point. I was like,
which that time, it's water? Like, right? It might be a lie too. Did lemurs collect things outside of captivity too? What the fuck is going on?
But then he showed it to all his lemur buddies, and then he ran with the cat. So he kind of had a little bit of redemption.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't think I have too much more to say about it.
Hey, all right.
Unless you had something more you wanted to add.
I don't think so.
About it.
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. Nice little animal adventure. Like we
for
said.
Sure. Another one you've seen recently, you want to go for a trifecta real quick. Blink Twice.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's talk about it. Look, at top of my, I don't know if I said this, but my favorite movie of February is Blink Twice. And
I enjoyed it. I fucked with it. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like,
and then the ending, making him his wife, and then she ran everything, and so she had she had everything she ever wanted, and she deserved it.
I'm saying.
Because the fact that she went there twice, that was crazy to me.
Oh,
I was like,
but here's my thing.
Fuck? She was the Red Rabbit.
So when I was watching this with Belle, spoilers, people. When I was watching the spoilers, I watched it with Belle.
Not me giving away the ending.
Literally, like within the first, because this isn't like the opening scene, like Channing Tatum doing his like apology or whatever, his little apology video or whatever the fuck it is.
No, I thought first it was her having like a daydream.
or something like
because then she went to the bathroom and then gets on her phone.
Within the first like 5 minutes of this movie,
regardless,
is like you see the apology video that Channing Tatum makes for his misconduct.
Yeah.
Then you see
which was never explained.
They really linger the camera on the scar on her head. Just that alone was enough that like as soon as I saw that, I was like, she's the person that he did something to. And then like as it progressed,
I overlooked it.
Oh man, immediately I locked in immediately. I was like, I know what this whole movie is going to be.
Because he even asked about her scar when they got to the island.
Yeah, but I was like, he knows. I was fully convinced before she ever even left the island.
No, this is gonna happen.
She hadn't even run into Channing Tatum yet, and I was like, oh, she's been to this fucking island before, like for sure. You know, obviously I didn't know about the island yet and shit like that, but I was just like, yeah, like. Especially once they got to the island and they like kind of kept saying shit, I'm like, oh, she's definitely been here before. Like this all happened already.
Especially with the cleaning lady.
Yeah, and like so that's what I was saying. You know, when we talked about it last, is like I thought it was so predictable.
Yeah,
and I thought it's so predictable. I'm like, I just know exactly what's going to happen with all this. But then there at the end, it's not even that it didn't play out the way I thought it would, but like the ways that it did play out, I was just like, fuck, that is fantastic. I was so happy with how it all, like, it kind of brings me back to the one we talked about recently, Promising Young Woman.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, see, I feel like this does it better, in my opinion. Yeah. You know, like, I feel like it gets the message across. I feel like Zoe Kravitz fucking killed it with her directorial debut. The main chick, Naomi Aki is her name. She's in that Mickey 17 that just came out too.
Yeah,
I loved her in this. I thought she was so good. I don't know if I'd have ever like really seen her in anything else, but I was like, damn, she was fire. But yeah, dude, that ending, I was just like, hell yes. I was like, I loved the redemption. And then to not kill him is such great revenge,
right?
Because that was my thing. At the end, I was like, at every fucking turn, they could have just done a stereotypical thing. Like I thought, like when they go outside and they're just watching the house burn down. You know, most movies would have just ended there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like,
just like, oh, wonder what happened.
But
next.
Takes over his whole life and just like uses his own methods against him like that. Yeah. Like, oh, diabolical, fucking beautiful.
Fun. Eat your steak, drink your champagne.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. That ending, I told you, it jumped it up 2 whole points. I was like, damn, from a 6 to an 8.
Even the drop, how she got the scar when I showed him drop it on the rock. I was like, ow.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
And all of them, pieces of shit, and they all got what they fucking deserved at the end.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
I thought it was fun when the 2 of them, like, started to remember.
Yeah.
Like that little transition. I thought that was...
Yeah.
That was nice.
Because, like, at the same time, there's, like, that really dark sense of humor, like, throughout the whole thing, too. And I know something I talked about the first time we talked about this. Channing Tatum, man, in that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking excellent, dude.
It's like, I thought, I from, like, what you said about making the reference to the other movie.
Foxcatcher?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where he's, like, redoing the apology.
Mm-hmm.
And first he starts like just screaming, "I'm sorry!"
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
For like a solid like 3 minutes,
and then just like goes stone faced, and I'm just like,
it doesn't mean anything.
Oh,
I'm just like,
I was like, give this motherfucker an Oscar, dude.
I'm sorry. Like,
yeah,
it was. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it.
Anytime anybody wants to talk shit on Channing Tatum, I'm gonna bust that out and be like, then watch this.
Here's a double feature for you.
Yeah, but this, and then it's the scene from Foxcatcher where he's beating the shit out of himself. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's just these 2 clips, so you don't even need the whole movies. But, no, the whole movie's just menacing as fuck.
Well,
had the fake teeth. Oh, that was the list? Now you got to ride from memory?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This is where things get fun, you guys.
Oh, boy. Find out it's not been recording the whole time. Wouldn't that be fucked?
Oh, that'd be some shit.
Speaking of fucked, another movie I rewatched this week. Not the first time we've talked about it on this show.
Oh.
And I think it's almost guaranteeable that it will not be the last time we talk about it on the show. I upgraded to a PS5 recently.
You sure did.
And not that I don't already have some 4K discs, but I made an intentional...
There's one you didn't have.
There's one I didn't have, and it was my first intentional 4K purchase. And that was South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, which I've seen countless times. Countless times since we saw it in theaters last June. And it's still like the first time. That's funny. Every fucking time. And it's like, I don't know, but it's like there's almost a part of me that like tells myself it's different somehow. Like I'm like, oh well, this is the 4K version. Like fuck off, it's the same goddamn movie. Like movie. You know what I mean?
And what I love is that I feel like you can always appreciate different jokes later.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just
as someone who watches a lot of South Park, yeah, it's just like there's times where because I just catch like parts of episodes more than anything. It's like.
I could just loop that fucking movie, dude.
I sometimes, because I leave my TV on, it's like I'll have heavily influenced South Park dreams. Like the dialogue, like the setting really comes into play with South Park.
You're like, sweet.
It's like, what the fuck? It's always like a level of confusion. Because I'm just like, this all feels familiar. I was like, why are we saying this right now in this situation? That doesn't make a lick of sense.
It's just, man, I really could just watch the shit out of that movie. And I do. Because then, I watched it earlier this week, and all I've wanted to do all week is watch it again.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And it's so sincere. It's not even coming from like a jokey place. It's like, it's genuinely, I'd rather be watching the South Park movie. Like,
it's funny because we were texting about it, and you said, like, yeah, I originally planned on just watching it for 10 minutes, and I was like, yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen.
No. I really believed myself. I really thought I was going to play some video games or something. I'm like, I just want to see what the 4K disc looks like, and I popped it in, and then, about 10 minutes later, I was in before the 10 minutes. I was in about 10 seconds.
The opening scene, you're like, let's fucking go.
Oh.
Bigger, longer,
uncut. Let's go.
It's the sing-along.
I haven't, bro. I've got the sing-along to watch. I haven't watched it yet. So I have a whole other experience waiting for me.
Yeah.
And then I got to watch it with director's commentary. And
that should be fun. You got about like
I have
5 more different viewings.
I'm going to wring that fucking movie dry, dude.
You'll make a South Park movie quiz.
It's just well, what is it I said to you about this is my quick fix. Like, I don't have the time to consume the show like you do, so I just I just mainline that shit in the movie.
Like, I know I like this hour and a half.
Right. For sure. For sure. It's definitely probably hands down my favorite of South Park stuff that I've seen. Clearly.
It's a whole movie, so
clearly,
there's a lot to put in it.
But again, to its credit, not to just be like, tee I watched the South Park movie so much, like, you know what I mean, like for a guy who watches a lot of movies, like, yes, I rewatch plenty of movies. Like, I'm not somebody who's against rewatching movies.
Typically, half the movies you watch throughout the year are rewatches.
Right? Yeah. So it's just like there's a good even split, but like. There's not a lot of movies that I could just rewatch like this.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
I would struggle to make even a top 3 of movies like that, where I could just sit there and watch them over and over and over again and never get fucking tired.
There's times where you watch it twice back to back.
Literally, yeah. And one of those times was almost the other day when I said just 10 minutes and then it was over. I'm like, again.
That wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Bigger. I need it even bigger, even longer, even more uncut. That's what I need.
You just need another movie.
It's so great.
Yeah.
The songs are catchy.
I was gonna watch it the other day. Well, I felt like I can't find it on Paramount Plus.
Well, hey, bud, it's on my. I own it now, so it's on my.
It's on your
Yeah, Fandango at home.
Fandango at home, yeah, because they changed it on me.
Phil and Chase Watch Everything is not sponsored by.
Just beep it out.
Yeah.
I got it on my beep.
Here's what?
Oh, that's funny.
So after that, I had another Smoke Sesh movie.
Okay.
Which I finished a lot faster because of you.
Yes, another partial for me.
Yes, another partial for you. We watched Mystery Team.
Yeah, I kind of like the back act. I felt like
yeah,
pretty much.
For sure. Mystery Team. What did we decide? It came out in 2009.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I felt like, yeah, it's crazy that it's been that long.
We have been long time fans of Donald Glover.
Yes.
You know, from his early Childish Gambino mixtapes to Derek Comedy.
Before he even made mixtapes.
Yes, yeah. His little sketch group on YouTube. And we love these fucking videos. And then Derek Comedy went and made a movie. That was probably around his like Community, like just starting out on Community, like 30 Rock era. Like he, they did this movie, and it's like, you know, it's insanely ridiculous. It is a funny premise, you know, like these kid detectives that, you know, you would like a Hardy Boys or a Nancy Drew Mystery Incorporated sort of thing, and like, you know, now they're seniors in high school and shit ain't cute anymore, and the world around them ain't like. It ain't like that. It ain't the little Americana slice of life of like, oh, these cute little kids are solving mysteries.
You can't just pretend to solve mysteries.
You know, and which honestly, watching it this time around, it just makes those jokes so much funnier. That they're acting all innocent and shit, but then you just got the world around them that's just so fucking nasty and you know, mean.
Do we need 8?
Right. We get an 8 ball. Do we really need 8?
One of my favorite jokes.
But no, it's good. It's funny. Like I'm watching
Aubrey
it.
Plaza in it.
Aubrey Plaza, very early Aubrey Plaza movie.
The Kimmy Schmidt girl.
Yep. Which I think she was just a part of Derek Comedy.
I think so.
Originally, because she was the blowjob girl.
Yeah, but she didn't do too many after that though either.
I feel like she's in at least one more.
Yeah.
I'd count it. I'd count her as part of the group.
Yeah.
But
they knew each other.
You know. Listen. She doesn't need listen. Hey, listen. She doesn't need to be in a second one because Blowjob Girl was such a classic, and she did so fucking great in that. Man. How could you not be a part of the team after that?
Yeah.
You know, clearly they called her for the movie, so like,
and she did. She was funny. I didn't get to see her in the opening because I caught like the back half.
I will say,
even like her ending it on her. Well, she had like 2 scenes. She was like in the parking lot one time, and then she went up to the new kid detective and pulled out a gun.
Where that motherfucker at? She fuck. What was I gonna say? It has one of my favorite jokes in that movie too. It's near the beginning of the movie when Donald Glover, who's the master of disguise, you know, is talking to that dude while the others like go yell at that fucking old man, and he's like, "These are my sons, Benny and the Jets." He's like, "Benny, I expect this type of behavior from you, but the Jets," and like. That's just hilarious. Yeah. And the whole time I was watching it this time around. Oh yeah, dude. I love throwing that one out. Fuck. Now I'm gun safe. Anyways, the fucking
future reference.
Future reference. We've been full of those today. Fuck me.
Talking about Mystery Team.
Yeah, you know, like as much as I fucking. Love Donald Glover and everything he's done since. He's grown so much as an artist. And it's so funny, like, to go from watching Mystery Team to, like, you know, he just dropped a music video not too long ago, Kate Trinata, where he's like dancing around. He's all fucking buff, like he's got the 70s like chest hairs sticking out, like he's looking, you know, swagged out with his little 70s mustache and shit. And it's just hilarious, you know. It's just, but also it's sick, you know. It's awesome that he's come so far. But I would love to be like, so what do you think about Mystery Team today? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It was interesting to watch, kind of like watch him blow up from like the ground up.
Oh, for sure. He's like the only person I genuinely feel like I watched like do that. You know what I mean? Like
saw them go from like the underground to like the big stage.
Yeah, it was cool.
Hell yeah.
So coming up is the one I didn't tell you I watched.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure you've seen. I think we watched it together at one point.
Oh, you just haven't told me that you watched
that
it.
I watched it this week. Yes. I watched Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah, we
did watch it together.
Yeah, I gave Barbie a rewatch. I think it's because of Charlie. I think he was like pointing at DVDs or something, or like pulling them out. We wanted a comedy to watch, so I put all my comedies in a drawer, and so I pulled out the drawer, and then he kept pointing at that one. And they were like, "You want to watch Barbie?" He's like, "Barbie." I was like, "All right, bet, okay, let's do it." So yeah, we rewatched it. It's still good.
Hell yeah,
still good. It's a fun one.
I felt like that was one we just talked about earlier today.
Did we?
In a different conversation, because it was about The Sims.
Oh, yeah.
Barbie got brought up.
Yep.
Because Margot Robbie's producing it or some shit like that.
And how good she did with Barbie gave Belle the faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Sims movie.
Yeah.
Gave me the faith for the Sims movie, too.
This is all about the Simlish?
Honestly, it had nothing to do with Barbie's success. It had everything to do with Margot Robbie being involved. I was just like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah. You got me.
But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really have anything new to add to the Barbie conversation, really.
I don't.
It's still a good one. Ryan Gosling is the best. He always has been. So
every night's boys' night.
Every night's boys' night. My Mojo Dojo Casa house. I love it. He is fantastic in that movie. Everybody is. Everybody's great in that movie. Everybody does a good job. Yeah. That's it. I have nothing. I just want to tell you I watched Barbie this week. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I also watched a movie that you've seen before.
Oh, was it also Barbie?
No.
Oh, G.I. Joe?
No.
Oh.
Venom 3.
Okay, I was just gonna keep guessing.
I wasn't gonna let you. It was alright. I feel like the Venom movies are my favorite out of like the little
Sony stuff. Oh, for sure.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
For sure.
Sonyverse is what I say. I don't know. It was just, it was decent, but I wasn't like blown away. I still will feel like the first one will always be my favorite.
Yeah.
There's something about the first one that I felt like really worked for me. Just like them becoming friends and kind of like that whole thing.
See, for me, that's like the only thing about the Venom movies that does work for me. Is like their relationship.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah, like literally through 3 whole movies, that's all I can say I was there to watch.
I just feel like Venom just got more and more just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Than anything.
But I don't know because that first one never really did it for me. I was never really into the first one like that. Didn't really care for it much, and then the second one, I liked. Almost, just because Carnage, like I love me some Carnage, I'm glad that they brought him into the fold and stuff. And I feel like I liked the story better than the first movie. I was a little more engaged with it. But then like, the third one comes around and it's like, this is supposed to be like, oh, your big climax to your trilogy. And it's like, okay, well, this feels like if you were like like your 6th movie was going to be your finale. This was like number like 4. Like, this is like 3 or 4 in that series. Well,
especially like the way they ended it. They made, like it was like implied that it was like a 2-parter.
Right. Yeah.
So for them to not do it, I don't know. They might not do the other ones.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
well, I guess
finish Venom if it's not done. If it's really not his last dance, then
right.
At least close off like that. Or if it is, just I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how to feel about it. It would have ended on a weird note if that really was like the last movie.
we springboard off of this because I think one we share this week is Kraven the Hunter.
It is.
And so Kraven the Hunter is supposed to be like now the swan song of this whole like Sony Spiderverse or whatever. Right. And it's just like the whole thing, even watching Kraven, which I also thought was just okay. And that one, I have to agree where it's just like, okay, cool, you guys made this one rated R after everybody's like, oh, I wish Venom was rated R and stuff.
Yeah.
Side note on that, I will say, now as a father, as I'm like getting my son into Spider-Man and all that shit, and I got him like that Venom toy and stuff, in that moment, I was like, I'm glad it's not rated R. You know, like I could actually watch Venom with my kid if I wanted to, like, and not have to worry about it. But like I was watching Kraven the other day, I was like, get out of the room. You don't need to see this, you know. But
he bit his nose off.
Yeah, he sure the fuck did. And like so like yeah, like you said, like the whole hero thing. Like what you know,
I don't know.
I don't think Kraven of all people needed to be a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense to me, I guess.
But yeah, the whole time watching Kraven, I'm just like I was just bummed more than anything. I was just like, you know, even as somebody who like kind of enjoyed Madam Web, you know, it's just like
I almost put Kraven under it.
I agree with you. I had a lot of fun. I was
really disappointed with the Rhino. I'll say that
for sure. I
was like, damn.
I had that thought. I was like, they've done Rhino dirty twice now. You know.
Yeah, at least the first one looked better. Actually, it looked like Rhino. Instead of some skinny dude who just
turns into a rhino.
Like a smaller rhino.
Right.
He wasn't even that big.
No, not really.
He was just had indestructible skin.
Yeah. The accent really threw me. Yeah. I don't know if it's just the Russian accent in general.
I feel like I could have been a better Russian accent.
That's I definitely felt so. I was like, this is
like
weird.
A thicker one, maybe.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Anything other than what it was.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know.
So I mean, I don't know.
But it's just disappointing because like the whole time I'm watching, kind of like what we were all talking about earlier today, like. There's something I enjoy about there being this like mid-ass fucking Spider-Verse that's like, you know,
shit.
I think it was, yeah. We were talking about like, you know, with this whole multiverse thing going on, like these are all still cool characters. Like there's still some usable stuff here. And like I see no reason why you can't like fold them in, you know what I mean, to like better stuff in the future. But it just sucks because like you got all these haters that are just like, I don't give a fuck, I'm not gonna watch it, I don't care about the Sony Spiderverse stuff anymore.
It just looks stupid,
right? And I do feel like one of the major question marks is like, why did they never try to get Spider-Man involved and stuff? And you know,
I mean, I think that also takes like, I feel like to not even like have them around, like what? It's just a bunch of villains running around,
right? That are not even villains, really.
Yeah, they're all good guys.
Yeah, which is what I'm saying.
Except for like Michael Keaton's Vulture,
right? Who just happened to show up because of the whole like No Way Home incident. Yeah. So it's like there was groundwork, you know, like it's all there. Yeah. Like they could have.
I felt like they wanted to try to get somewhere, and
I would have been curious. Like I'm like probably one of the very few people that you know, I wouldn't be like, here's the money to do it, Sony, but I'd be curious to be like, tell me what your plan was. You know what I mean? Like where was all this going?
What was the goal here?
Yeah, like because otherwise, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, why would you spin your tires that long instead of just like handing your shit over to Marvel? Like, you know,
I just made probably just to hopefully make money, but they flopped. Like some of them did.
Oh yeah, a lot of them flopped hard.
You know, it's like
they got on the deck and flopped like a fish. You know,
just flailing around. Got another one I watched. It's Morbius.
That's right.
I watched all of them.
Yeah.
You know what? When I was watching it, I was like, I feel bad for Jared Leto because I feel like he gets like
fucked when it comes to comic book movies.
He just gets like just shit like in a lot of his movies, even like with well,
that's true.
Little Things or Little Lies, whatever the fuck it was called.
I think it was Little Things.
I thought
The
so.
Little Things,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I felt like he did fine in the movie.
Yeah.
But the movie just didn't. It was just didn't really go. Like it was just okay.
Yeah, I feel you.
I wasn't like gripped by it.
Yeah.
You know. So.
And Morbius definitely felt like an early 2000s comic
Oh,
book movie.
The
Most out of any of
all
them, for
of them.
sure. And like I didn't mind that one bit.
No.
Like I had fun with Morbius, and like
It was alright.
people shit on that thing, and I'm like, yes, it is just an okay movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like
I'd probably. I don't know. I almost want to put it like at the bottom for me though.
oh, all of them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I could feel that though. I don't know. Morbius is one of those
I don't
where
know.
like
I mean, the story just, I don't know, just was okay.
yeah.
Like him against the friend and like the vampire friend and stuff like that.
So like I've seen Morbius more than once now, because like when Charlie was born, I watched it at the hospital. It was like on their little on-demand movie thing at the hospital room. So it's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll watch Morbius again. So I did, and I'm just like, it's a rewatchable movie in the sense of like I could throw this on and not pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, I'd let this play in the background. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
a movie good for that. But man, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Kind of just gave me like Daredevil vibes.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
like I'm just like, I don't know, it's just okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I don't know, just
Yeah, nothing about it was groundbreaking. Yeah.
yeah. Like, it's like cool. He flew around in like slow motion or whatever the fuck it was. Or he moved real fast and I guess things were slow. Whatever.
I hope you're not just Mr. Mumblemouth this episode.
I hope not either.
You've been getting quiet on me.
It's
It's because you're too tired. I fucking said.
It's Phil and Chase After Hours. But it's like, what time is it? It's 10:30.
10:30. We're just getting this party started.
We got like a whole nother hour to go.
Fucking
That's not even half my movies.
shit.
Well, no, I forgot I started dipping into the new list. I think I'm 8 down. If I 89.
Yeah, I don't know. I the only thing I could think of at this point is that like with the Secret Wars thing coming down the line, is them just dovetailing everything together.
I mean, at this point, that just feels like the most logical thing to do because I feel like people are starting to get burnt out a little bit. There just hasn't been a lot of. There's been more negative reactions to this multiverse than positive.
Right.
Well, overall, like I know a lot of it. So I was talking to someone else, and they're like, "I haven't really liked anything since Endgame."
Yeah.
I was like, I can understand why.
I feel that. I feel like what's crazy to me is like the multiverse thing. I feel like shouldn't be so goddamn hard to pull off.
I feel like they I don't know. I can understand like running into problems with like Jonathan Major,
right,
and stuff like that, but I don't know. I felt like the story was already having hiccups prior to that, anyways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. That was just a quick fix in Loki too. They're like, oh, okay, and we took care of all the fucking.
See, but that's what's crazy is like I don't know. I feel like this is a whole other conversation, but
Watchers, I guess, right? That's what they were.
This is a whole other tangent, but like, I feel like the MCU like multiverse saga, everybody shits on it because it's had the most like misses, I suppose, of Marvel history, but like. When you actually look at all the movies that have come out, all the movies and shows during that time, there are a lot of hits. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of hits, but nobody wants to talk about those because they'd rather just bitch about all the stuff that hasn't worked.
And I feel like even what people are considering misses aren't really misses.
Right.
Like the Marvels.
Right.
I fucked with it. We went and saw it in theaters together, and I had absolutely no issues.
And like in truth, Eternals wasn't my thing. Wasn't crazy about it.
It wasn't bad.
There are Eternals lovers out there, and it wasn't terrible.
It was just long, and it was kind of boring a little bit.
Just by far was my least favorite. It happens. But yeah, people.
We had like Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi was fucking baller. You had No Way Home.
Yeah.
You had Loki, both seasons, especially season 2.
Yeah.
You know, there's some good. There was a good season of What If. What If season 2 is pretty
I
solid.
still haven't finished season 3.
You got X-Men 97. You got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man,
which I enjoyed.
I
didn't even mind.
WandaVision.
Multiverse of Madness wasn't bad.
I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness.
I liked Moon Knight. I know
Deadpool
some
and
people
Wolverine.
didn't feel the same way.
And it's like,
Hawkeye was good.
I liked Hawkeye. I know some people be shitting on Hawkeye, but I liked Hawkeye.
I rewatched it again. It's one of the few shows I've watched twice.
I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I know not everybody's crazy about that.
It was decent.
But, like, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at the grand tapestry of it all, like, we're talking about, like, almost damn near 100 projects at this point. Probably up in the, at least, like, 60, 70 range, like, between the shows and the movies and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking about, like, maybe 10 of those being, like, real stinkers. You know what I mean? Like...
That's true.
And it's like, that's me just, like, talking on, like, a general consensus, not even a personal one. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be curious to see how Captain America 4 did.
How it did?
Yeah, or is doing, I should say.
Oh, I feel like people were pretty, like, meh on it, middle of the road. Although I did see the thing that, like, I think it had, like, one of the lowest Rotten Tomato scores, which I was like, really? Like, why? The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's just okay. It was like,
because I just
whatever.
felt like it was just kind of... People just weren't going to have a whole lot to say about it, I feel like.
No.
Just in general.
But, another movie that I thought was like, whatever, which I think you also watched this week, was Moana 2.
I did. I did watch Moana 2, and I felt the same way. I also watched, and I was like, it's not number 1.
No, this is no Moana.
I wanted to be like, I can remember a song from the movie, and even now I can't.
There is one song.
There was one that I thought was decent.
I think it's called "Can I Get a Chihu?" Because I even looked in the.
Oh, is that the one with the rock?
Yeah, and he's giving the little pep talk to her and all that
Yeah.
shit, and I'm like, okay, that was a good song. But even by the end of it, I was like, I couldn't sing it to you. I don't,
I felt like I enjoyed the one with the female vampire.
Yeah, but then like, what was that?
I don't know. Apparently, she was trapped there in the cave.
I know, but like, it went nowhere.
Well, that's how she ran into the rock in the first place.
I know, but it just felt so weird. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like such a whole chunk of a story that never, like, we never saw the rest of it.
Well, we never saw the beginning of it because apparently she captured him in the first place.
Well, then
felt like she knew that Moana was going to come, and so she was just like,
yeah,
helping him out without saying anything. Because then she gets to talking to at the end.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I don't know. I know you're prone to not sticking around to credits anymore, but there's that.
Well, it's Disney, so
yeah. So there's that little scene where she was talking to like the big god dude. And
cool, or whatever.
I just like, I don't know, the whole thing. I was just like, okay. I just felt like it added nothing of substance to like the Moana, like.
Well, now he wants revenge.
And I'm like, God damn it, that means we're gonna keep going. And I'm like,
that's literally what I thought. I was like, oh, definitely, because like, and I even thought about this. I was like, after I watched the first one, if you had told me they're making Moana 2 off the hype of Moana, I'd been like, okay.
Yeah,
I fuck with it. If we can get another Moana 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But like, I will say this. It definitely is on track for like. Well, first of all, it made a shit ton of money. So obviously,
I'm not surprised. Everyone was off the hype of Moana 1.
Obviously, Moana 3 is gonna make its way down the pipeline. But it's very on track with like Disney sequels, like Disney animated sequels, where like we kind of talked about, like those straight to DVD sequels. They're like
Hell
sometimes they're even kind of decent, but like you're not gonna go to the theater to see this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you know, there's I actually we just started. I didn't watch all of it, but I started Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch.
One of my favorites.
And like, even watching, I'm like, you know, this is no Lilo and Stitch by any means, but it's still enjoyable. 101 Dalmatians had
102 Dalmatians.
I think
fucking slapped.
I think it was whatever it was, like Spot's London Adventure.
Yeah, that was 102.
And like,
because you didn't have any spots,
right? And it's
it was
just
like the live action. It was great.
And it's just like, well, no, there's like the animated one.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
I like the live action.
Well, those are good too. But
no, like, I'm thinking of the animated.
Yeah. Spot's London Adventure. Yeah. And like,
because they're on the train.
Yeah. You know, you got all the Fox and the Hound too.
Because she was like rehabilitated.
Return to Neverland. Fucking all the Aladdin ones. But yeah, there's like all these like straight to like DVD sequels. They're like, yeah, that was all right. It's no, you know, original hit classic, but like, it's whatever. They cashed in.
And then you had something like Incredibles 2.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Yeah, but see, but that's like something that like they put the effort in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same with like the Toy Story sequels. Like Pixar puts the effort in. Disney's like, whatever.
Yeah, Bambi 2.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers that.
So I'm saying,
what was good? Lady and the Tramp 2, Scamp's Adventure.
Oh, for sure.
I fucked with it.
For sure. From what I remember, I really liked the Little Mermaid 2 with her daughter or whatever, Ariel's daughter.
Never really watched it like that.
Fucking.
Never really watched Little Mermaid like that. I remember my grandma had a copy of it. So when I used to come over, it was like one of the few things I could watch.
I feel you.
So I remember seeing like that quite a bunch.
Pass me those paper towels, my guy.
Oh no.
The audience is gonna get a nose honking here.
Oh god.
Stuffy as hell.
Oh. I think I broke something.
Oh well, that's not good.
No, it's not good.
No, don't be breaking shit.
I broke myself.
But yeah, Moana 2 didn't need to be made.
I did. I don't know. The crew was okay, I guess. I didn't feel like anything special with that either.
The what? The crew? Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. They like gave her like a family, but I don't know.
She had a family.
But yeah,
I think like her sister was like the best part.
Oh, for sure. And there like wasn't even like enough to justify it.
No, you know she didn't want her to leave, and she was real happy when she came back.
Yep. Yeah.
That was her son.
Little sister, big sister. Oh, she's adorable. That's it.
The only song that I can even think of is like, what could be better than this when they're all dancing on the boat? Except for the old farmer.
Right.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was just whatever.
It was just okay.
Just whatever. So I guess, I don't know if you have any strays left. Before we get into the little green man.
Oh yeah, I have a whole section.
That's the rest of my movies too.
Oh, that's the rest of
we might as well just run through those motherfuckers.
You want to run through the Leprechauns?
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
Yeah.
That's what I was asking. Do you have any like strays like outside of the Leprechaun movies?
Yeah. Well, I have a whole other thing to talk about.
Oh, like a whole topic, huh?
And and then I have another straggler.
Oh, another straggler. So where are we going with this?
We'll do at least a straggler. And
okay.
We'll see how you feel.
Okay.
It was Elevate.
Elevation. With Anthony Mackie?
Yeah.
Okay. How was that? I was thinking about watching it.
It was decent. It wasn't like bad, but I wasn't like blown away by it either. It was just okay. It was just like a decent. It was a short, like tight hour 30, hour 35.
Like that.
It was, alien invasion, and then they can't go past 8,000 feet. So, I mean, it was all right. I feel like my biggest problem with it was sometimes I just have like the pacing of dialogue really can fuck with me sometimes because I felt like their sentences just like fell off. It's like they'd say a line and then there'd be like a pause and like they'd say their line. And I'm like, So I was like, the flow just didn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
Or like maybe that's just how I don't imagine people talking to each other or something. I'm like, I know you guys are 8,000 feet up, but like, shit, it's only been like 3 years. Talking all funny to each other. But yeah, it was decent. I wouldn't tell you not to watch it.
Okay.
As far as stragglers, I think that's it. Besides the two main ones, yours and the other one that I have, because it's like 3 movies.
What? So are there stragglers, or is it just Leprechaun?
I have like a Star Wars. I have like
your whole Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Well, just get that out of your system.
So I watched Solo.
Okay.
Again, because I'm watching them all in timeline.
Okay.
Order. So I watched that, and it was just okay. I don't feel like I remembered anything from it really besides Donald Glover's performance.
Right.
To loop that back to him.
Hey.
He was probably the best part of the movie. Just okay. That's all I have to say about it. Not a whole lot. And then I finished Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
And I don't know how I feel about that one either.
Yeah.
I felt like it wasn't my favorite of their shows.
I feel you. I have no room to talk on the shows at this point. Yeah.
But a lot of people seem to enjoy it.
It did seem that way.
They're already talking about a second season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like,
I fell off after like those first 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, I felt like the first half was worse than like the second half.
Yeah.
Minus the first episode. I felt like the first episode was pretty dope. I was in it. And then after a certain point, I was like, I don't know. But I came back around, like towards the end. I was like, that wasn't bad.
I feel you.
Didn't end the way I completely thought it would, so I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
It was decent. And then the meatiest one is an Empire of Dreams.
Oh, Empire Dreams.
The
documentary.
The documentary. That was 2.5 hours long.
Phil's documentary of the week.
I do get a lot in. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like you would too. Even just like on like a movie standpoint, just like how they made like the trilogy and stuff like that. I was like, that's pretty cool. They definitely ran into like a lot of problems and shit, and just like talking about the whole process.
Hey, that was really hard for them. I like that. Yeah.
You know what? They really came through, didn't they?
That does sound up my alley.
Especially like the the fourth one was like, or like episode 4, like the first movie was just, they didn't know. They didn't know they were going to get through it or not. Because, like, George Lucas said all you want to do is be able to make the trilogy.
Right.
Like, fuck all the, like, money and shit. I just want to be able to make this. And, so they're like, he was like, they didn't know. Like, how it's going to turn out. And then, like...
everybody showing up to work like, I don't know about this, guys.
Yeah, and then, because, like, even the staff thought it was just, like, a joke. Like, Han Solo, or fucking Harrison Ford and, like... Mark Hamill, they're just like, we thought it was like a kid's show. Like, it was like just a big joke to them at a certain point. They just give old George a hard time. And just, they're like, thinking back on it, probably the worst thing we could have done. Like, we were just trying to make him smile, and he's like, will you just fucking do it already? Like, just do what I ask you to. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty nice.
I'll definitely have to check that out. That does sound up my alley.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah. We were talking about the miniatures and then all kinds of stuff. It was cool.
Hell yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's all for me, I think.
Well, that's all for Star Wars, huh?
Yep, I'm Star Wars out.
Well, the Star Wars connection to our next movie is the dude that plays the Leprechaun is the the main Ewok or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, Warwick Davis is the guy's name. Also,
who I did see his name.
Often, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I guess I saw them in the Leprechaun, not necessarily the Star Wars.
Yeah, because he was also.
I was like, I know Warwick Davis.
Professor Flitwick in Harry Potter. The man's been around. He's been on a lot of shit over the years.
Gotcha, yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, Leprechaun, man. So I guess you can kick it off because you watched the first 3. Because I was in the back half.
I've seen the first one, so I didn't rewatch it. But I did watch 2 and 3.
Gotcha.
And part of 4. I didn't know when we were going to record because my plan was to finish them before we recorded, so I could talk about all of them. But,
well, my plan was also to finish them, and I technically didn't finish Origins. So.
Oh, well, I feel like the last one versus having 4.5 more. It's different.
It's plenty.
Yeah.
I watched. I guess I can't say I started my Leprechaun journey in 2020. I just watched the first one in 2020. Obviously the first time I ever watched Leprechaun was Back to the Hood back in the day in high school. And
Philip couldn't go.
And Philip couldn't go. Philip was called back home by his mother and prevented from watching this horror comedy classic.
We just went to the pizza place. We were about to go home and we'll go to someone's home and watch it. Yeah. And then I got that fateful phone call.
Yeah.
It's like,
get the fuck home.
It's time for you to come home. I was like, but we're about to watch a movie. I don't care. Get home. It's like, God damn it. And guess what? I heard it was awesome. It was a real fun experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I really missed out on that.
We enjoyed ourselves. Memories were made. Yeah, so then anyways, in 2020, Shep and I were doing our Hall of Slays or whatever. So I guess it would have been 2021 in March. We watched Leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And so that was the first time I watched old Jennifer Aniston in it and shit. And I was like, okay, that was whatever. It was all right. It was
okay.
Then the second one, I know it's a little fresher for you than it would be me.
It is. Definitely
I enjoyed it. Which one was the second one? What happened in the second one?
They were in LA and the dude was hustling tickets for the Dark Side of Hollywood tour.
Oh, okay.
And the main guy, his boss was a drunk. And no, because that's not how it opens. It opens 1,000 years prior, and he's talking to this guy. He's like, "I'm not gonna be your slave." And he's like, "I'm gonna marry your daughter." And then something happened. He killed the guy, and then it's 1,000 years later, and then it's in L.A.
Yeah.
And so now, the Leprechaun is after the main dude's girlfriend. Is what it is.
Right.
And so they're. And so he gets his gold coin at one point, and so he's just trying to barter his girlfriend for the coin, and he's just being real difficult about it the whole time. He's just like, no. It's I'm just gonna get my coin back, but then he couldn't kill him if he had the coin. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, and then I know we talked about it. Leprechaun 3. It's kind of the best, at least one of the best. I'd have to watch 3, back to back with Back to the Hood to see which one.
Back to Back to the Hood.
Back to the Hood. But the whole Las Vegas setting and everything, I felt like it was the most fun.
Yeah, everyone was getting a wish off the coin.
Right, the coins kept getting passed, and I was like, "That's how you do a fucking Leprechaun movie."
And he was just always a person behind.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I don't know how I felt necessarily about dude getting bit by the leprechaun and slowly.
Oh my god, that's that fucking movie too.
Yeah,
yes.
Then he started going to that Irish accent. He loved the potatoes.
I fucking love it, dude. It's hilarious.
It was funny, but
I feel like that's my thing. With the Leprechaun, it's either lean into it or just don't do it at all.
Yeah.
With
the main chick was either in a trench coat or her fucking magician outfit. I was like, Good Lord, the 90s.
I'm saying, dude, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Especially the little Leprechaun storyline. I just fucking with the Irish accent, it kills me.
Yeah.
It's just such a funny fucking concept.
It was funny. I did enjoy
Is that
it.
the one with the was it the second one or the third one with the guy with the gold in his belly?
That was the second one.
Okay, that's
because that was Philly thinks it's silly moment.
Yes.
And there was one.
No, yeah, I thought 3 was like so much fun.
So the 3, I really enjoyed the opening where it was the guy Lucky, who had like the missing eye, the missing leg, the missing hand, and he took it was like a statue of the leprechaun with the medallion on, and he gave it to the pawn shop dude. And then the whole pawn shop dude had like a whole storyline with him. He was trying to like catch the leprechaun and stuff, and it didn't work out for him. Hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was all funny.
Because Leprechaun's another one that like I just feel like after watching so many of the movies, I'm just like I feel like they've never really done them right. Like you know, even for the people who created this thing, like I just feel like there's so much that you could do with this character that you just don't, or you set up rules and you don't follow them. You know, shit like that. It's just like one of those things where like, you know, especially going from like.
Or just constantly changing the rules.
Oh, constantly, because I think it was even
every movie is a new rule,
right? Which I know we talked about. Like, I don't even care that it's like just a different Leprechaun story every time. Like, that's totally fine. You know, like whatever. If you're gonna reboot your continuity every movie, by all means, go ahead. But like, it's funny. Like literally from In the Hood to Back to the Hood. Like he's got these like magical fucking powers where it's like he literally wiggles his fingers and like that's it. But like you know you're toast. So he can literally do whatever he wants to. And then in the next movie, like he just doesn't have that anymore.
Oh, because he kind of did that in the second one.
Because they don't explain it. It's just not something he does anymore. I guess.
Yeah, because even in the second one, he turned the fan on and made it seem like it was a chick. Topless or whatever, and then he put his face into the blades. So I mean, I don't know. There's times where he uses chicory, and then other times he doesn't.
Because my thing is like some people will bitch about like he's so OP whatever blah blah blah, and it's just
not really. He has weaknesses.
But like my thing is like just in the sense of like having powers like that. Like it is. Like he can literally just like at the snap of a finger do basically whatever the fuck he wants to you. And like I feel like what makes characters like that it's like interesting is like they have the power but they get like sick kicks out of like not using it all the time, It's just like anybody knows that like you're not going to get pleasure out of getting what you want all the fucking time, or having the easy way, so like even like some devil trickster is going to be like, yeah, let's play with my food a little bit, what I mean? Like give it the old go, and I appreciate that about characters like Leprechaun that have these like mind melting powers. But sometimes choose to just fuck with you a different way.
Choose to just get drunk instead.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Or high, depending on the movie.
He does like his debauchery.
But we're not there yet. That he does. It's the Irish in him, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Leprechaun 3, one of the better times. Probably the closest I feel like to like really utilizing like the Leprechaun. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in everything that I can do and all that shit.
And the Leprechaun took some licks. He got kicked out a window.
He's kicked all over the fucking place.
Yeah. He would have just took the elevator instead.
Should have.
So.
Oh, the potato thing. It's just so silly, bro. So silly. Fucking yeah. So then you said you watched a little bit of 4.
Oh yeah, I watched about 30 minutes.
And like, dude,
there's like a couple that went to go have sex, and then like the leprechaun killed them.
Yeah.
And so now the team's going after the leprechaun, and that's kind of where I left off.
Yeah, I just
he's toying with this one guy, so I know he's probably about to die soon.
Probably safe to say.
Yeah, so
I hated that one. So much. I was just like, God damn it, this is awful.
It's because like even when we talked about it earlier, I said it felt like you were just starting in the middle of a Leprechaun movie. Like I felt like there was a whole first portion of this that like you didn't even see it. Just like, and you're jumping, and this is Leprechaun in space.
And
You
I
know
feel
what
like
I'm
you
saying?
could have
Like,
done that with like any other Leprechaun story, but not this one. I needed more
how the
context.
fuck did you even get to space?
Yeah, you know, you don't even have to give me much. You know,
Yeah.
like give me. I'll still buy into the whole like.
How did he kidnap a space queen?
These are all just stories
And,
of the Leprechaun.
You know?
Right.
Why was she so
What
willing to marry him?
Right.
Like,
What does she have to do with anything? What fucking year is it? Like what? You know,
Yeah.
like what is happening here? And the thing is, it only just spirals out. Like I don't mind kookiness. I don't mind like sequels getting crazier and cornier and like you know.
Yeah.
But it's when they just start getting just fucking insanely stupid. And this was one for me that like, especially in the latter half of that movie, we're definitely gonna have to talk about it once you finish that one because
Yeah.
like that's one that I genuinely have no desire to ever rewatch. I was like, if I did, it'd be to make fun of it. It just like it was, and I even thought that I was like, maybe this would be one that's more fun to watch with like a group of people that you could just rag on it the whole time. But I was like, ugh, I hate this. This is not a pleasant experience.
Maybe stoned.
Maybe, which is a great segue into the next Leprechaun movie.
Back in the Hood or in the Hood?
In the Hood. This is our first trip to the Hood.
Yes.
After space, the next logical step was going to the Hood, I guess. So, in the Hood, definitely, I would put it, if I was ranking the Leprechaun movies, I would probably put it just above 4. I'd probably say In the Hood is probably down there. It's one of my least favorites.
Yeah. You were talking about how there's some stuff that
it's just fucking it suffered from the same type of silliness as In Space.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like I said, when I was watching these last year, like I made it a little farther than I had the year prior, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll watch 4, and then I'll watch the rest of them, and I was like, oh man, after sitting through 4 and then 5 starts up and Ice-T's just like pulling baseball bats out of his afro and shit, I was like, fuck this. And
sign me out.
And then it kept going, and you have like the whole storyline with the 3 dudes trying to become like rappers and all this shit, and like I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And it just feels like such a, I don't know, very melodramatic. And like I said, it's the one movie where the Leprechaun wins at the end, and so but he deserved it. Spoilers, but he deserved it. He deserved that win, I think.
Yeah,
because like whatever.
He probably just took 4 losses, so
you know. So, but
every dog has its day.
Right, he's
some
bound
always
to win.
win. Look
He's
at
bound to win
Krueger.
eventually.
He won more often than he lost.
That's true. And some it doesn't matter if they lose or win. Michael Myers, he's coming back. Regardless, you know.
He's not done with your ass.
He's just an unstoppable force.
You know, Scream. Someone's always gonna feel inspired.
Yep, you know. But when we go back to the Hood, it's definitely one of the best. You know, like I said, I'd have to watch them back to back. I almost feel like it's just so hard because again, they're just such different movies.
Right.
I think I would have to give it to Leprechaun 3 as the best.
You're leaning that way.
I feel like I'd have to. Like I just feel like as a Leprechaun movie overall, like it's got like
it hits the beats that you want.
But Back to the Hood is so fucking good. It really is. It's so much fun. I feel like they did. I'm glad they went back to the Hood because they're like, we can do better, and they went back and they did better. And
let's try this one more time.
The fucking because speaking of the boys, the guy who plays Mother's Milk in The Boys, the black dude on the team, who has like the daughter and all that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Was it the guy that was really fast?
No, on The Boys, not the superheroes.
On The Boys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, so he is like one of the leads in this movie. And, I don't know. It's just, Another one was just like fun, and like I said, it's like it's interesting because like for just the last one, you got this guy wiggling his fingers and doing all this shit, but then the next movie, like I told you, all throughout Back to the Hood, everybody dies in the same way every time with the Leprechaun. He stabs them through the stomach with something, whether it be like his hand, he punches through a motherfucker. My favorite, the bong, is definitely my favorite.
You got to have at least one of those.
And he's always spitting his little rhymes too.
Yeah.
Also, one of my least favorite parts of In the Hood was their little leprechaun rap at the end. Oh, fucking kill me. It was so... Oh, man, it was so bad, dude. I was like, God damn. I was like, it is a miracle that they got Warwick Davis to come back to the Hood after those last two movies. Like, shit.
What the fuck are you doing to me?
Right.
But they all came out pretty quick. There was like a gap at one point.
I think so.
Because it was like 90 to like 94. And then there might have been like some time between like the Hood movies.
Yeah, because those were like late 90s or early 2000s, I think.
Yeah. And then the reboot was 2007, I believe. If I remember correctly.
Origins or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was called.
And like I said, I've only watched about 30 minutes of that one myself, and like I told you, I saw people don't like it because it takes itself too seriously, and I agree. It's definitely just like if it's 2007, like 100%. Like it feels like a 2007, like you rented this at Blockbuster.
It looked like one.
Like. Because, like I said, like, the Leprechaun ain't, like, he doesn't really, like, talk and wisecrack and none of that. Like, he's just, like, some creature, like, you know?
Yeah, that's not the Leprechaun.
No. And even, like I said, it's, like, weird that they're like, oh, this has nothing to do with the Leprechaun movies, but also it's included in the fucking, like, Leprechaun.
It's almost like what the Leprechaun was, like, an actual horror movie.
But what's crazy to me is, like, so, it kind of, yeah. But, like, what's crazy to me is, like, so that Leprechaun movie is in the collection set with like all the movies, but there's another Leprechaun movie called Leprechaun Returns, and they do consider it part of the continuity. It would be like the 7th movie,
but it's not in the continuity.
But they don't have it in the collection. As a matter of fact, you can't find this motherfucker anywhere.
Oh wow!
You can like rent it digitally, but like
it has returned, but it's not easily.
You might be able to find it on DVD, maybe. But like, it was not.
It's a hidden gem.
Yeah, I was like,
never watched it.
I'm saying, well, I don't know. I do wonder because I saw who directed that one, and I do fuck with some of the stuff this guy's made. So I was like, that might be fun. I don't know. Did you ever watch Psycho Gorman?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's that
Good
guy.
Old PG?
Yeah. The guy
off of your recommendation.
The guy who directed PG fucking directed Leprechaun Returns. I was like, okay, all right. That seems like a guy who gets it.
Yeah.
So, like, I could get down on that. But, the Leprechaun Origins, as a matter of fact, like, the guy who directed Leprechaun Origins was like, I fucking hate those movies. You know what I mean? So it's just like...
I don't like it. This is what I would want.
His lead actor who played the Leprechaun in that one was like, I've never seen those movies. He's like, good, don't. Basically, I was like,
damn.
I was like, okay, has nothing to do with Leprechaun movie. At that point, I feel like they just put it in the collection out of spite. That director's like, I don't want to be a part of this collection.
I don't like these.
like these movies. Don't lump me in with this shit.
They're not the same thing.
But he's considered the worst of them all. But he's like, how can I be the worst of them all if I have nothing to do with them?
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count, you fucks.
That's funny, though.
It's like, then don't take our name.
What was it called? The Little Green Man?
Yes. Leprechaun TM.
Just put, like, St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm. St. Patrick's Day Origins.
It has nothing to do with St. Patrick at all.
Because, I don't know. It almost feels like a movie not even worth bitching about.
You can if you want to.
No, I don't want to, is what I'm saying.
I will when I get there.
All right. We will together, because I'll finish watching it. And then I'm going to have to move heaven and earth to find Leprechaun Returns.
Yeah.
So.
And then let me know.
Or just pay $3.99 on fucking Fandango at Home.
Oh.
Fandango at Home does not sponsor Film Chase Watch Everything. Could not stress that enough. Oh yeah, I got it on my.
I'll rent it for us.
Hell yeah.
We give like 48 hours or some shit like that.
Yeah. When you rent it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just better be ready to let me know when you're ready to watch.
I think it was like $5 to buy. I was like sold. I was like, I got all the other ones. I might as well. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I have the collection is on my you know what account.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing's there. You could watch them all there.
That's nice. You know what account. Yeah, I was going through it the other day, and I didn't even realize that you told me that you were watching the Leprechaun movies, but I didn't realize they were on your account like that.
Yeah.
And I saw them. I was like, well, no shit. And so I was like, I know it's past St. Patrick's Day, but I'll still give them a watch.
Yeah. I watched mine on St. Patty's Day.
I should have. I might start.
It's definitely been a thing for the last few years, you know.
I enjoyed them enough to where it's like, obviously I haven't finished the fourth one, but you can.
They feel to me, and I feel like I might get this way with Friday the 13th eventually too, where like, I know my favorite ones now. So like when St. Patrick's Day rolls around, I can throw on 3. I can throw on Back to the Hood. Maybe I alternate years, you know, whatever. Yeah. But like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I gotta watch all the Leprechaun movies, you know.
Yeah, even if it's just some like background.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I got stuff to do. I'll put on
Leprechaun 2.
Yeah.
You know? Not Leprechaun 4. I don't care how much I'm not paying attention. I can feel it in my house.
Be in the house.
I can feel the vibes. I don't like it. But, yeah, well.
Yeah, I've been Phil.
And I'm still Chase.
Hell yeah. Never gonna change.
Never gonna change.
And,
and that's the train.
And the train's cutting us off, so.
In the words of my son, bye-bye, train.
Until next time.
See ya. Peace.